Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to our channel, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below. And don't forget to hit that bell. Stay alert when we release our new videos. All right, on today's video, I'm gonna be working on the mobile pasture shelter some more. I gotta get up and finish running the 2x4s across on the rafters in preparation for the metal roofing. Now, unfortunately, like you would have seen on one of the previous videos, we did verify the scrap pile we have over there with all the metal. I don't think this is gonna work. I can just tell there's not enough solid pieces, full pieces here to do what we're trying to do. It is pretty banged up, a lot of holes that'll kind of defeat the purpose. Doesn't look like any of it's going to work for this. I was going to repurpose all that to put on this roof, but looks like we're going to have to purchase some more, so that's gonna be coming down the line. The other thing we need to do is start taking the plywood and wrapping the sides, see how much we can use on here. We're probably gonna come up short, but I won't know until I go through all that yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Getting up on the roof, we're gonna get these, I gotta measure out a couple more of these 2x4s here. We're gonna go ahead and get those measured out, cut, and start putting them on the roof here. All right, so let's go. All right, so I just wanna get the measurement for this 2x4 here. I can't remember, I need to write these down. So we need to be 168 3/4. This is a template board that I have. There's a wrote template on it. I'm just gonna write these measurements. This goes in between the rows of 2x4s to get the same spacing, keep it consistent all the way up the roof. And then now we need to get the other one down here, all the way to the center of this, which is 171. So 171, 24.5. 27 1/4. All right, that's all I was doing, was grabbing these measurements. These measurements are going to be the boards, the 2x4s that are going across the top here on the roof. The reason why I have two separate measurements is because it's farther than, these are 16 feet boards, 16 foot long, but this is like 16 and 3 inches. So we've got 3 inches past, and the reason why is because of the 1.5 inches on the outside on each side for the 3 inches. Now I could have trimmed down all the boards to count in that 3 inches, so that it would have been exactly 16 foot long. But I was trying to do as minimal amount of cuts as possible. So right now we're good to go. We cut it down so that it meets in the middle of one of the rafters here, and then we have a splice that goes on the end to finish that run, and then we stagger it. So then the next board up would be the opposite, so that the little piece would be on the opposite end. We kind of stagger that all the way to the top. So let's get cutting, let's get this going. So first measurement is 168 3/4. $168 3/4. $168 3/4. Perfect. Now we need a piece that is 27 1/4. $27 1/4. All right, we've got it run. Let's get up there and get this installed. All right. Get my template set up here. Let's move this ladder up a tiny bit. already went up and marked the lines. This is the center point, but we have the spacer that helps us meet that line anyways. All right. Let's get one started right here. All right. Let's get down, move the ladder. I just worked our way down. Sometimes boards are warped and twisted, so instead of going on each end and trying to pull the board down, I found it easier to go each section. You see here it's a little loose. We just tap that down and fill that gap, and then we can screw it down. Let's go get our splice pieces. What I'm saying, at the end we have one piece that's gonna, I got the bottom down there. We got to get that piece, go from this rafter to the edge of this one, and then we'll start the whole piece. The next one up will be whole on this side all the way. We'll put the scab at that end. Gotta get the template. right, guys, we got all the 2x4s up here. Now the roof is ready to put the sheet metal on. So they'll go in sections. We'll just kind of lay them out, stagger them on the front. What I ended up doing here was I left a little ledge because that'll give me a nailer point or a screwing point for a sheet to go down here. So 1 foot from here with a 2-inch overhang, that'll give me the front roof here to slope. That I just need to put 10, they're gonna be cut foot long, and we'll just stagger them down just like we do the top, and then I'll have some sort of flashing right in the ridge up here to help tie it all together. So this is done. Now we can kind of get down and try to see what we can do about the plywood side, see if we can start installing some of the siding. Just in time. Now it's all framed in. All the frame is completed. Get these ratchet straps out of the way here. There we go. Hopefully this stuff didn't get too ruined sitting on the ground like this. I mean, it's not on the ground, it's on a couple pieces of wood for air to go underneath, but it's been sitting here far too long. Let's get one of these sheets. Just set the first one up off to the side. I'm gonna want this end. Oh, there's ice underneath here. All right, now we just need to get the spacing right underneath. And I think for that, I'm gonna grab these two 10-foot 2x6s. This one looks like it's bowed, so let me turn it around. There we go. Now, there we go. Do we want to, we might want to put a piece of 2x4 on the front here so we can put a piece of siding and trim out the whole front. So I'm gonna do that. Didn't even think about that. So on the wall here, this stops. So what happens is this goes flush. There's a gap here and it's open. Well, the other side's gonna have plywood flush. So it can be flush on that board. And if it's flush on that 2x6 up there, there's no 2x4 or anything. So right here and right here, we're gonna have to put just a small piece of 2x4 in place so we can wrap this corner and close it up neatly. All right, guys, I went ahead and got these 3 pieces of 2x4, just 5 inches each, and put 3 screws in. Now, in order to do this without making that board crack, I did use a little drill bit and drilled pilot holes where the screws are gonna go, and they snugged right up. So now that wall's ready to go to put the siding on when we get to the front side and enclose. And I'm still thinking about on the corners here, I'm probably gonna put some corner bracing supports that go up here. And if I do, I'll maybe run a stringer 2x4 that comes out to give us a nailing point for that. And I can do that on that inside corner over there as well. So I'm just thinking, we'll get to that when we get to the front. I wanna start wrapping the whole thing with the plywood. Once we get to the back, we're gonna have to start cutting it to height in order to fit under the rafters. But this first side, I'm just gonna put it all on, and then we're gonna chalk a line from up here down to the corner back there, and then we'll cut it off with the circular saw and cut that line off. Trying to do this so we can fill in this whole gap without using 2 pieces on this side. I wanted to go down here though real quick before we get going on the siding. Show you what Jeri's been up to. If you might be able to hear in the background. She's been clearing it out over here, all the brush, opening it up, and we're gonna make it look real nice in here.
I need some more weight.
She's been using her little battery 18-volt Ryobi saw here. It's 8-inch, And look at this, it is opening up. She's been cleaning all these branches up, throwing them up on top here, and we'll get them and we'll add them over to the brush pile. She did have an initial pile here that I got over the brush pile, but we'll probably.
This is pile number 2.
Yeah, pile number 2. But look on this side too. The ducks are all down in the duck pond. I dug this out the other day when I was up here with the bush hog to clean up over there by the duck house, and just scooped out a few scoops with my bucket to hold water a little bit in here. And every day the ducks have been out here enjoying it. So
Yeah, they love it.
yeah, really do.
Look at all these branches. Clean up this whole corner right here.
Yeah.
Yep. That's what I'm working on.
All right, well, I guess we'll go up here and try to at least hang one sheet of plywood. See, maybe we can at least get this one side done. But don't know, again, if we have enough to do the whole thing. Just start out by using up what we have here and calculate what we need to move forward. So now, we have our spacer on the bottom, and we know how far to come out on the ends. Now, we can get some screws, screw this in here, and then get a level on one side to make sure we have somewhat level to keep these boards from all going out of alignment and having all kinds of weird cuts to do. First thing we gotta do is get some screws, I guess, in the level. That's all the spots. 25 Wow. You do me a favor. Come on over here. I'll put this right where it needs to go. Come over here and hold this in place right here for me, please. Hold that right there. Got it? All right. All right. You can let go. Thank you, buddy. Perfect, thank you. Now we have our line to cut. I took the wood out from underneath because I'm gonna just do all these one size instead of trying to measure the difference. And it doesn't matter how it looks on the bottom. I'm not going for pretty, I'm going for functional. So we're just gonna push this up. I just wanna hit the bottom of the rafter and screw it in place and try to keep the, we'll see how level this is once we get this corner started. All right, guys, I think that's gonna be it for today's video. You can see the wet spot's pretty interesting, the pattern on there. But that's about as far as we're gonna get today. I just need to keep picking up. I need at least one more sheet at 85.5 to put on the end. And then we may have to just cut off trim it off a little bit, and then we can start wrapping around. I don't know, we probably have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe half a dozen more sheets to put on. So we'll have to come back and finish that at another day. But appreciate everyone following to the end of today's video. If you haven't done so already, hit that subscribe button down below. It means a lot to us here at Ferko Family Farm. Until next time, guys, we'll see you later.
Bye.